This diva's made me change sides.
I'm really sorry, but I've got one good side and we're working the good side, okay? You've got both good sides, so
That's
you
not
gotta
true.
play fair.
Only for you. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another episode of Daniel P Spills the Tea. I am of course Daniel P Stylist, and I am so honoured to have one of the most sought after designers and all-round boss bitch, Effie Kats, here with me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We've been trying to tee this up for months.
I know.
Bloody COVID. First it was bloody vamp.
Well, we're coming out of that now,
We
so
are.
I'm glad we've made
We
this
are.
happen.
We're still distant. Yes, thank you for being here. I know how crazy busy you always are. How many businesses do you direct?
3 officially.
Yeah.
We've got another one in the pipeline, but
yeah.
I'm not
Oh.
spilling the tea on that just yet.
Oh, well, if you're going to, now's the time. Here's the place. Yourself, you are a brand.
There's a lot
Have your
happening.
own. There's a lot happening. How did, because the last conversation we had, I felt so bad when I hung up, by the way, because I was all like, hey babe, seeing as though we may be going into isolation before everything goes into complete lockdown, do you want to knock out this episode? And bless you, you're so sweet. You were like, actually, everything's like complete, crazy, chaotic nightmare right now, and I'm not in the right headspace. I didn't comprehend, and that wasn't affecting me personally, and I had absolutely no perspective. So, sorry, but also, thank you for being completely honest with me. What happened? How did it affect your business and you, basically you as a whole?
I think in the beginning it was like a complete shock, I think, for all of us, because
Yeah.
nothing has happened like this in our lifetime.
Nope.
And I watch a lot of conspiracy videos.
Me too!
So
How good are they?
prior to this, so this was like my worst nightmares cultivating into reality.
Yeah.
Social distancing meant that for my custom business, seeing people one-on-one, you know, a lot of people were very scared, apprehensive. A lot of people's events were cancelled or postponed. So everything came to a grinding halt there.
Yep.
And that was really difficult because I have staff whose wages I need to pay, and I mean their livelihood depends on me.
The pressure that goes
The
with
initial
that.
onset was like, oh my god, like what do I do if no one's coming in? If we can't operate, how do we pay people's wages? What do we do? This situation sort of unfolded. Things have become a lot clearer. The government's been amazing. There's been some great
Yes.
subsidies for small
We are
businesses.
so lucky.
We are.
We live in this country.
so lucky. When you called me initially, it was right at that time.
I know, I'm so sorry.
There were just so many things that were smashing around in my head.
Hopefully things will be kind of back to normal soon.
There's kind of a new normal emerging. What I found personally, and I know that a lot of businesses can't do this, so I'm very fortunate. Online, you know, I have Base Brand.
Yes.
So Base Brand has been really, really strong, but just that online model has been so strong, and even with the Effie Kats brand as well, although we have had challenges, online has maintained a stability
Yeah.
that bricks and mortar hasn't been able to, given the present circumstances. So I think for me, custom it's a very labor intensive,
Totally.
time
Consuming.
sucking model.
Sometimes financially insecure, like you just don't know.
It's not scalable from where I came from and what I'd been through. It was a great introduction back into the industry that I love, and a way of reconnecting with consumers and reconnecting with my passion for the industry, and you know, making women feel amazing, because that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
Now it's time to think beyond that, and COVID's actually presented a really interesting opportunity now to kind of take things to a different level. I had to constantly take on more and more and more and more, and it kept feeding into this vicious cycle of I have no time to actually focus on the business and actual expansion because I'm in the business. So it's given me a really good opportunity to just stop, reassess, and make really sound decisions for the future that benefit not only me but my staff. Unfortunately, bricks and mortar, face to face, it's not stable anymore for the first time ever.
Yeah, I know.
And you've got to adapt.
Everything was online. I've been shopping
Yeah,
online.
exactly, same.
Yeah.
I've never bought more sneakers in my life.
Right? Well, we have no choice.
No,
I've been stocking up
literally.
on hoodies and
Well, I need to
stuff.
buy something. I've been buying runners in the hopes that I will actually run.
Right.
Haven't yet.
First you need the outfit, so I get it. You need inspo. We first met through Zachary the label. Most of you would know Effie's history, the Zachary the label, so we're not going to get into that. I'd used your pieces throughout various projects,
Yes.
and I think I was doing a pickup or a drop off. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but
we
you
got
were
talking.
Living, yes, we did. Well, you were living upstairs at the time, and
I
you're like,
was,
"Do you want to come
yeah.
upstairs for a drink and a chat?" And I was like, "Yes." I think it was literally like 3 hours later.
Something.
Europeans, we can talk. But I just never see you enough because you're so crazy busy, and I'm generally not. So this is nice.
It is nice.
We've just had some drinks and some dinner too, so that was lovely.
Still having drinks. Just,
yeah.
You know.
Getting a bit
Cheers.
of buzz actually. Cheers. Is that allowed?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. It's very confusing. Looking back now, prospectively, this is how I see the end of Zachary.
I think of Zachary now as my training wheels. At the time, I
Oh my
thought...
God, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Now you're doing fucking wheelies.
Yeah, I thought of it as my be-all and end-all back then.
Yeah, well, you were in your 20s. Everything should
but
be all and end all in your 20s.
You know? And so many lessons learnt in the harshest way.
Yeah, which is the best way to learn.
The best. It was
Not at the time, but looking back,
the
that's
time.
kind of the only way I feel you can learn.
Yeah.
Is when you really have your face like squished into the mud.
I really did.
Yeah.
And it was devastating. After all of that, I walk out of it with such a grateful heart.
Amazing.
I truly do.
See, and that's incredible. And that's the only reason why I like bringing that up again for a split second, because I feel like you can look back on what was just such a, like you said, be all end all situation, and you can look at it in a more positive light now.
See, I'm one of those people, I need to learn everything the hard way.
Me too. I'm stubborn. Even if someone literally tells me, do it this way, I'm like, no.
And then I'll get
Never
back to you
could.
after I fall flat on my face.
Yeah.
For me, it taught me, it was a crash course in reality. And it was like, no, your dreams actually can be ripped away from you. And they were. This life that I built for myself was just gone.
And it was your security as well.
It was. I'd spent years building my social media accounts, 200,000 plus followers.
Yeah, it was huge.
Stolen. The situation was no longer right for me, but I was holding on to it because of this emotional attachment and also fear. I think it was Will Smith that said it. He was like, your greatest life is on the other side of your greatest fear. And I never really understood it until I lived it. But I was always scared about what everybody would think of me if I lost everything. In that process, I lost my safety net, but I gained everything.
Yeah, you did.
I found this confidence and this drive in me that I didn't even know existed until everything was gone.
Forced out of you.
It was forced out of me.
Thank God.
Yeah, because I was living behind Zachary. I was the force behind it, but I wasn't a force myself.
Yeah.
In
and now
sense.
she is people's.
If you're terrified of something, but deep down in your gut, you know it's what's right for you, then I recommend you just
give it a go. At the very least, give it a go. Because if you fall, you fall. What, you got to learn a lesson?
But it's the lessons that come from it and the growth that comes from it that's so incredible. I wouldn't change a thing. I honestly wouldn't.
I don't think you should.
Yeah.
Very inspiring, and that's almost completely like why I really wanted you on this series, because it's all about people that I admire, their journeys, people that I even aspire to follow, you know, because I don't have a lot of, I don't want to say self-worth, I feel like I do, but I don't express it enough, and I don't show it, I don't put it forward, and it's really hard for me to be in front of my business.
Well, it's confronting to do that.
Well, it is, because you're open to criticism, you're open to opinion, you're open to people just going, no.
Of course.
Which happens all the time.
Yes.
So it's really hard
to
constantly pick yourself up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly having to motivate myself.
Well, you're your best motivator.
Pretty much. Yeah. And then on the other hand as well, you're probably biggest saboteur as well.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting cocktail of emotions.
Speaking of.
It helps.
We were at the Vamp launch end of last year, and it just made me laugh. Firstly, you walked in, so funny, you walked in like through the speech, it's hilarious. You made some comment about something you were wearing, which made me laugh.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we walked out, all done, you go outside and you have drinks, you grabbed me like, can you take a photo of me in this dress? I was like, yeah, of course. Obviously one of yours. She's like, yeah. I was like, oh cool, when does it come out? And she's like, as soon as I post the photo. That's fucking awesome. Do you know how awesome that is? To be able to like, as soon as I post this photo, this garment is available when I say so. I love that.
I post a photo and it's out there. That's it. If you want it, come get it. It's custom made. We'll make it to your measurements.
Yeah. That is so risky.
It is so risky.
That's ballsy. Because not only are you putting yourself out there, but you're putting your work out there. It hasn't run through a bunch of wholesalers. It hasn't run through a team of designers that have all gone, yes, no, this is all you.
Yes. Being able to come into the industry again, reconnect with clients, hearing feedback on my garments. You speak to clients and sometimes they want to change things. They might want a longer hemline, or they want it shorter, or they want to add a sleeve, or whatever it is they want to do, or that. Just having that interaction again has been a really incredible process. Doing custom was a great introduction back into the industry, and I really I think I'll cherish that time.
Yeah, it was a huge validation of your aesthetic too.
Well, I think so.
We're missing some sass, and you brought it.
Yeah.
You brought it with freaking power shoulders. You brought it with belted blazers. You brought it with sequin, freaking 80s prom dresses. I'm so all about it. I couldn't get my hands on things quick enough. Literally, as soon as you post it, as a stylist, I'm like, I need what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, and that's hard because you weren't doing ready to wear back then.
Yeah. For me as a woman, I know that if I've got an event, I want to stand out. And that's just my personality.
And so you should.
Yeah.
No basic bitches.
Yeah, right? If I'm going somewhere and I'm showing up, I'm fucking showing up.
Yeah, you are.
I want to bring women clothes with maximum impact. And I think that's what the industry was missing in a sense because, and I totally get it as a retailer, again, it is really hard because Australia's a tough market.
Yeah, you're going to say that. It's this country. Can stop being basic bitches.
Guys.
We have amazing, talented designers in this country.
It's budget conscious and I get that too. And that's something I'm very conscious of. Where in Australia, we're so isolated from everybody else. It is a lot harder for retailers to survive in this climate.
Absolutely.
It is.
You got fast fashion as well.
So when a retailer is going, okay, I've got these pair of pants, am I going to make them in hot pink that's going to sell to 15 people? Or am I going to make them in black that's going to sell to 1,000 people? I'm making them in black. I'm not even going to bother with pink.
Okay.
Right?
But when you make a hot pink suit, all of a sudden everyone wants to wear a hot pink suit because you had the balls to show people you can wear a hot pink suit.
But also, I didn't have the pressure of carrying that overhead.
I'm still saying if the consumers had the balls and then the manufacturers had the balls, we'd be a ballsier country. Balls flying everywhere. Wear more fabulous clothes. Pick the hot pink.
You got one life, you know what I mean? You want to stand out. Stand out while you can.
And also, your pieces are so classic. You can wear your stuff over and over again. You can style it differently. You've shown more ways to wear a blazer than I ever could style in my lifetime. And you yourself always look fabulous at events. So good. At the NGV gala. And it was like bronze dress, silver dress, black dress, bronze dress, silver dress. And then Effie turns up. Neon, backless, pink, power shoulder, sequin.
Yellow, not pink.
I said pink.
Pink now?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe I am drunk.
It was yellow neon. So good. I was like, oh, thank God for Effie.
Well, this is the thing. When you're going to these events where there are the most incredible women there, you know, couture gowns and all of that, and you just go, this little old me.
Don't be modest now.
No, I'm there to make a statement as a designer. I am my brand. And even when a client comes in and says, oh, I want a dress for my birthday or whatever it is, I look at that client, I look at their shape, I look at their complexion. I assess everything. I think, what is the most impact I can get for this client for their occasion and
their budget.
Their budget, their needs.
I kind of do the same thing as well, like putting an outfit together as a stylist. When I was doing a bit of research as well, you originally wanted to do fashion photography, but you were like so overwhelmed by all the technical stuff. And I just personally found that so relatable because when I pick up a camera to shoot content, I was on auto for the first few years. I was like, do not put it on manual. I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing. I have absolute meltdowns when
But I love your shots, even from, you know, when I had
Photoshop.
Zachary and you were taking your photos with I don't know what you took them on, whether it was on iPhone or a camera.
No, it was a camera.
Camera. Amazing. Amazing. Because you have the eye, and I think if you want to be a fashion photographer, obviously you do have to have that technical knowledge.
Which I don't want to be.
We lacked there, but that's okay. We have the creative vision and that's manifested in other areas.
And we respect that craft so much.
I do, and it taught me so much. And sometimes I do take photos for base and
Instagram alone. You need to be able to take a good
photo. I'm directing my shots. I'm like, stand there, do this, do.
Another thing, I need to figure out how to nail your pose.
My poor boyfriend.
The Effie pose is, you should trademark
that. It was a lot of hard work.
Because you can get into that pose in under 0.5 of a second.
It was a lot of hard work.
It's so good though. Because if you go through her feed now, it's the same pose in every photo. Because it works.
No, but it shows
everything and you look fat. And it's your good side, I'm guessing.
When I first had to re-emerge in the industry, I had no budget. Either I'm going to show off my designs or they ain't getting anywhere. I have no avenue. My partner at the time was a model, so he had experience in the industry. It was completely out of my comfort zone, but I had to do it. And I was kind of like, oh.
And I hate that
stuff. You know, people are going to think, who's this try-hard girl trying to be an Instagrammer? They were my initial feelings because I had that insecurity about it.
Okay.
We quickly moved past that. I had some designs that were here and I started to grow a following. following, and then I started to get more and more comfortable with the process. And I think having done that over and over and over and over, like, photos are the bane of my existence because I take them every single week.
How scary is it when you have an empty camera roll? You're like, I need content.
I have no content. It's autopilot now, and it's also a safety net. It works. It's good. We go with that.
It just makes me laugh. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I don't have one.
It's quite intense.
I am so bad that I blame the photographer, Paul Maurice.
Yeah.
When he's like trying to be used up.
I literally scream at my boyfriend and be like, this photo's terrible.
Yeah,
that angle's terrible.
Well, the first time you look at it, it's always bad. If you put your phone down, wait a few hours and revisit it, you're like, oh, they're actually okay.
But
I just don't like the shock of
it
seeing
is
myself.
Confronting.
So confronting.
It is.
Maurice would also be so bad, especially when we were overseas, and I'd be like, I need a photo of my outfit because it was gifted. Yeah. But obviously, like, get the, thing, but like, keep me centered.
Get the angle right so I don't look short, or,
Yeah, but then I'd get he'd do one centered, and then he'd start doing these things.
And then you get angry.
And then I'm in the corner of the photo, and it's skewed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't.
What are you doing?
So just keep me in the middle.
Yeah.
If you want to move, that's fine, but keep me in the middle.
No,
so I'm not distorted.
I get that.
Yeah, poor bastard. We did that outside Kerry Bradshaw's apartment in New York.
Oh, bless
and he walked away from me, and then all these other people started coming, and then we had to wait another 20 minutes before I could have round two. By that stage, I'd calmed down a little bit. Still didn't get a good photo.
You can't be hyped.
But all I wanted was like an iconic photo outside Kerry's apartment. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
Did I get it? No.
Did you?
Whose fault is that? Probably mine. Anywho, so obviously your love for just creative expressions really inspires what you do as a designer. Did that sort of fuel your ability not only to be a designer and for your love of fashion, but also styling, because you're able to put looks together, not only for yourself, but for clients as well, that are just so incredible?
Styling looks, bringing the whole look together.
Yes, they do.
I kind of go above and beyond with my clients, and I'm like, listen, you should get these shoes and or earrings like this because I'm so passionate about it.
And that's what it is, you're passionate about it.
Well, yeah, it really brings the look together, and if one element is out of balance, you could have the most amazing dress on. But
that looks freaking awful. I'm constantly tearing.
You've got those barrel curls going, and you don't brush them out.
Yeah, brush them out.
And I've been fortunate to have styled some amazing looks, and also work with amazing stylists who have the same kind of vision.
That you can trust.
As a designer, you've got to protect your aesthetic as well.
Absolutely. Every time I see an Australian red carpet, firstly, your girls always look flawless.
Thank you. Havana Arias was one of my favourite moments.
Heaven. But I'll see like a frock with potential, completely styled.
But they just didn't get there with the accessories, the hair, the makeup. Yeah, it makes a huge difference, and it's something I get really passionate about. Unless I really have a close relationship with the stylist and I see eye to eye with them, I will not work with someone unless I have complete creative control. It's my reputation on the line too, and also as a creative, it hurts me when it's not brought to life the way it should.
Gutted. That's like when I style someone and they change their shoe and go to an event, and I'm like,
those shoes are wrong.
No. You are such an ambitious character. We have that similar. It's a good quality, but it can sometimes hinder us where we just want to be the best.
Yeah.
That comes with pressure because you can't always be the best, especially if you're trying to do it on your own.
What do you mean?
Or you like fucking no. I'm always going to just be going for the crown, essentially.
I mean, look, I think there's situations where I look at and I'm like, I could have done better. Look, there's an element of me.
It hurts you to say it.
Yeah, it does.
I totally understand, but that's why I'm asking, because I'm the same.
I'm very self-critical, I am.
Me too.
I'm very self-critical. I also have a lot of self-love, and that's been really liberating.
But you can accept like accolades, and you can tell yourself,
I can.
That was a fierce look. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, and like, I'm fucking great. Yeah. But also I can acknowledge when maybe I haven't done my best work, and that will eat me for a while. But through every pitfall or disappointment, whatever it is, there's a lesson to be learned. And I make sure if I fucked up,
you drop the ball a little bit,
or I drop the ball, in whatever scenario, or I could have done something better, that never fucking happens again.
Yeah, and also you acknowledge it.
Yes, taking responsibility for that kind of thing is what leads to growth and development of character, and that's really important.
So in some things I buy myself straight away. In other things I'm like, oh, but if I accept that, then it's like a flaw, it's a fault. They're the things that help you grow. Scar tissue comes back stronger.
Totally.
Am I to believe you have had some background in fashion PR?
I did, yeah. I studied PR.
Right. What tools did you take from that and that you now apply to your business? Or to yourself as a brand?
Authenticity, so staying true to your own personal brand. I always, reassess and realign. Who am I? What am I doing? What's my message? What's my personal brand? For me, personally.
Yeah.
It's my personal experience as a woman. I'm not 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not perfect. I'm not like...
Well, you're close.
No, this is reality, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Yeah.
a model. I'm not...
All the superficial shit, yes.
Yeah. How do I make maximum impact? I'm a bit shorter, a little bit obscure.
It's
Cool.
so weird that you'd ever use the word obscure.
No, but like, how do I present in the best way possible? And I think our personal experiences as well impact on our development and what we bring to the world as artists, whatever our chosen vocation is.
Mm-hmm.
And even just growing up in a household where it was like really old school. Oh, you got an A? Why couldn't you do more? Why couldn't you get an A+? You were second best. Why couldn't you be the best?
Which is why you're always striving.
How do I
for
make
the best.
impact?
It's like conditioned into you.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly right. I had to make my mark. It wasn't just kind of something I was born with.
Right, yeah, but it's unique. It's you.
unique.
It's special.
It's me.
You've always been you since that first day I met you till right now. You're exactly the same person. I respect that so much.
Yeah. Core values. And my core values are standing out, making a statement, making an impact, but also making sure that the impact I'm making on my industry and the people that shop from me, or the message from the brands that I'm putting out there, is a positive one. And something that empowers and it uplifts women.
I totally understand, and you do that.
I think an outfit can transform you.
Absolutely. Now, I think maybe where I'm hindered is that people don't realize that what I say and what I do is also positive. I think that gets a bit skewed through people's misjudgment of me, of my character, of what I'm saying. So I even have friends that think that these videos are all negative and I'm having a whinge. Almost after every statement I say, this is the positive, this is what you learn.
It's funny that
it's one thing to be negative, but it's another to be completely real and honest.
Transparent.
But still be completely positive.
Yeah, and there's a strength in vulnerability that I think people with a more limited understanding really grasp.
Yeah.
I had a similar sort of experience because I used to talk a lot through writing about, I suffer with anxiety and PTSD from a lot of things that I've gone through. And I used to talk about that, and I found, I got a lot of really positive responses. And
what do you mean through writing?
I would write stories, like post a story on Instagram.
Right,
with
yeah.
A paragraph.
Yeah.
talking about an experience that I had.
I've seen
It's
that.
been a while.
It has been a while, but I do recall, yeah.
And that was a really cathartic experience for me because it was like
Yeah.
I was living in this bubble with Zachary where I was so unhappy and it was just a lot of emotional abuse and things were going on behind the scenes. I was like, well, no one knows, so it's okay. But that's really toxic.
So
my way of breaking free from that was expressing the anxiety and things that I was feeling through those stories and connecting with people and offering a platform where people could be free to respond to me and just have a level of understanding like, oh my God, this person feels that too.
But also that you're human.
And that I'm human.
So many creatives are creative as an outlet because they've gone through trauma or they have anxiety, mental health issues, whatever it may be. And people, I think, don't realize that because what they see of us is glamour, high profile, sometimes status, or
just the things that
being
we're
fabulous.
doing or where we are.
Yeah.
I posted one evening about anxiety and things that I was experiencing, and I had a girl who I know reply to my story instead of send it to someone and write to that person. So I got a response to my story.
So you unfortunately heard what she was saying.
What she was thinking.
Was it something offensive to you?
Yeah.
You're kidding, after you just being so vulnerable.
Vulnerable and
Trying to help. And it was something nasty? It wasn't someone you knew, was it?
It was.
Oh no.
Yeah. So she wrote boo frickin' who.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, people don't do that. Whether you know the person or not. No.
My immediate instinct was to delete the post.
After receiving that message, right?
And I did, even though I knew that for some people they would really relate to that. And it's important for me to bring light to that example because things like that happening is the reason why people don't want to express their vulnerability and why people internalize their trauma and then it can lead to bigger things like suicide or self-harming in a way,
or harming someone else,
or harming others. And I have not posted about anything to do with my anxiety.
Since then?
No, I haven't.
Do you think you might?
I don't know.
Don't hold yourself back.
No, look.
Would be my advice to you.
I totally
because you're
agree.
going to do more good for other people.
I agree.
By being so open and forward about it.
And the messages that I got through sharing that process with everyone was something that was so incredible. What I ended up getting from that through a mutual party who knew the both of us was, oh, well, she just thinks that you're doing so well, so why are you constantly talking about negative stuff? Why don't you just talk about the positives in your life?
Yeah, okay. I get similar feedback.
Right. People can see the things that I've done, the people I've dressed, the shows that I've done.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about that and draw light to that. Sometimes when you're looking at that from the outside, you think that's impossible. And I wanted to send a message that it's not impossible, that I relate to trauma, that I understand, I'm here.
Yeah.
If I've done it,
you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, and another factor there as well is that being young and ambitious, looking up to people in successful positions in your desired field, the reality is when you get to that point, like when I kicked a lot of goals that I was like, I never thought I'd be in this place or with this person, blah, blah, blah. But then when you go back home and you're lying in your bed, you've still got your anxiety. You still got those voices in your head. Like,
and I've
that's the
also
reality
been that
of it.
person at the base of that mountain looking up and going, oh my God. I worked in retail and I remember Lana, and I talk to Lana all the time, right? I remember Lana calling out for a loan from the store. You know, I was like, oh my God, I just spoke to Lana Wilkinson.
And now you guys are like sisters.
And now me and Lana, but like...
And now you wear her shoes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
These are things that when you're growing up and you're developing, they just seem like so much. And I'm here to be a sounding board and someone that can prove as an example that you can grow up in fucking Coburg, knowing absolutely fucking no one.
Yeah.
You can break through the industry.
Yeah.
You can. You just have to want it bad enough and you have to work really fucking hard.
Yes, you do. It doesn't just happen.
But you can.
And I think it's way more valued as well when it's not that easy.
Yeah.
When you have worked for it and you still do have your down days.
People can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves, and if they don't have a true deep enough...
girl, that deep.
I know! Yeah. I try and look at everyone really objectively and understand that we're all products of our own personal experience and trauma, coupled with our own emotional understanding and breakdown of that.
Completely.
They're just dealing with their own shit.
Yeah.
And they just don't get it.
Yes. So much shit to deal with, girl. Our industry, though, makes a struggle.
Yeah, it's special.
When you were at Zachary, you were behind the scenes.
Yes.
Right? Obviously, with your brand, you used yourself at the forefront.
Yes.
Fantastic, love it. Then you, as a person, became high profile, whether you like it or not. You did. How did you then learn to manage that? Like through social media, but also like through other PR agencies. Meanwhile, you're still trying to do your job.
Everything I do, every decision that I make, I weigh up with, does it really align with who I am, what my true aesthetic is. I'm not going to wear a pair of shoes if I don't want to wear a pair of shoes. And I'm not going to go to an event that I don't support or it just doesn't align with who I am or what my message is.
Yeah.
And I think that's where some Instagrammers and influencers kind of get lost. It's like, I'm not here to promote tooth whitening, for example. You know, but if I wanted my teeth whitened, then I would.
I definitely think you have a very big influence. Because things I see on your Instagram stories, like those boots today, for example.
I love Elias, Mary.
Yeah,
I've got to be passionate about it.
But your taste is reliable.
Yeah. I have people who follow me and they follow me because they like my style, my aesthetic, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not just going to be like, hey guys, buy these gummies that are going to give you long, luscious hair because no one gives a fuck about that. That's not what's true to me.
Right, I'm going to hold you to that, girl.
Yeah,
if
well,
I see you holding up some vitamins, I'm going to send you an angry message.
I know, right? Like,
keep you humble. Stay humble. You had to then market yourself. You were focusing on the promotion and the marketing of your label. And then you all of a sudden had to consider yourself as the forefront spokesperson of that
weird.
publicly. Yeah, it would have been weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Management comes in really handy there.
Oh, you have a manager.
I do.
Good.
I have management, so I'm with Precision. Every job that comes through, we look at that and we go, okay, is that aligned with the Effie Kats brand, with who I am, what my values are? Even if it's paying well, if it doesn't align, it's not something that I go for.
And you still have say in that, right? They don't completely
of course,
dictate.
no, they're incredible. It's
Good.
At the end of the day, I have the final say.
Good.
Because I am a brand and they get that. That's where beautiful relationships are formed and great things happen. Amazing things have happened, like Priceline. So I'm very lucky.
It's been completely, it's been apparent.
So
I'm
very
and that
lucky.
moment was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good.
Through my personal experience, female empowerment is something that is a really core, like foundational thing for me as a designer.
Hence the suiting as well.
Well,
right?
and customs. them, you know, made to all shapes and sizes and ethnicities. And, you know, I have Muslim clients, I have plus size clients, I have petite clients. And I love that I can cater to all of them and everyone can come to me and get something that they feel absolutely incredible in.
Well, I want to
I'm not here for a mediocre experience.
Effie Kats.
You know what I'm saying?
One day I will get one off you. One day when I have enough notice.
Boot cut, right?
And I'm not, you know, Harry Styles? Yeah, Harry Styles pants. You've kind of briefly mentioned this, but how have stylists help your brand grow?
Look, I think every stylist has like a niche following and each has something unique and incredible to offer.
Yeah.
I've worked with Lana, I love Lana.
If I had clients, we'd work together.
Yes. Natalia DeMartin I've worked with for Kelly Rowland on The Voice and Sophie Monk on Love Island, Yana Bartolo. We've done some amazing things for Samantha Jade. Every stylist that I work with.
Everyone's worn you. It's pretty true. Whether they've gone directly to you or through a stylist, incredible. And again, like you said, different shapes and sizes, different...
But I love that I can cater to everyone. Channel 7 for the news or, like I said, Kelly or, you know, for a Brownlow with Lana. It's just been incredible. I'm so fortunate to have worked with the people that I've worked with. It's been amazing.
Did you intentionally not focus on influencers? Like instead going through like industry professionals?
No. I have never been one to seek people out. If people are passionate and they want to wear a brand, they will come to you.
Yeah. And so you weren't like contacting
I built the mountain and Muhammad came to me. Yeah.
Because then again, you run the risk of them not wearing it properly.
Well, totally. Everyone that I've worked with and created something for, it's a really special bond. And I don't think that's something that you can just call people up or message them on Instagram and be like, hey babe, like, can I make a suit for you? No.
Feel free to share any examples you may have. Personal experience, obviously, of like complete
this nightmare. Is making me nervous.
Complete like nightmare situations, like whether it be with a high profile client or where you've just had something that hasn't gone according to plan. And the intention is like mainly how you recovered.
Huh. Thank you.
And she's got it, peoples.
There was a situation where we were creating a red carpet gown. We had this idea for a silver sequin fabric with a contrast embellishment. I won't say what, because it might...
Show up again.
Yes. It was 3 weeks out from the event that was going to be highly publicised in the papers, magazines, and we picked a silver sequin. Now I had to order that fabric from overseas, so that came with only 1 week out from the event. So when that came, the mesh backing behind the sequin was white. The seams where we joined everything together were really messy looking because it was such a stark contrast between the silver and the white. The dress subsequently looked really, really cheap. It just wasn't aligned with my vision or the stylist's vision or the artist's vision. So we had to change last minute. We ended up changing to a different sequin.
I know, you know. I'm like, I can piece this all together.
And then we had to completely redesign the bottom with less than 24 hours before the red carpet. And also I wasn't in Melbourne, I was in Sydney, so I had to do all fittings via FaceTime.
Oh my God.
That was a nightmare. But I learned so much. And
I was going to say,
fabrics do take on at times a life force of their own.
And
they can produce challenges that you didn't even know were possible.
Yeah, you can't anticipate
it. So you're in that. I don't wish that upon anyone. Ever. I never want to go through that again.
But you went through it. And
I went through it.
And no one would have known. Outside of that experience.
No, we got there. I'm a perfectionist. I have an OCD.
Yes, same.
So I like things a certain way. It wasn't quite the way I would have wanted things. And had I had more time, had I been present for those final fittings and throughout that process, perhaps things would have been different. But we learn from every experience and we grow and evolve.
And it is what it is. You accept it and you move forward.
Yeah, you move on.
You're someone that I admire because you're real and you're human. I love your imperfections. I love your achievements. Everything.
It's been a lifetime towards these imperfections.
Yes, a lifetime, but I'm a little bit older. What advice would you have for myself?
I believe, I don't know if reincarnation's real or...
Where are you going
on
this tangent?
I know.
Okay, all right.
We have one chance at this life. If you have a goal or, you know, a vision, you need to go for it with everything you've got, and you need to back yourself with every conviction within you. We all have self-doubt.
Yeah.
But when that starts to hinder your process or your creative expression, that's where it really impacts your impact on your respective industry, your career. There are so many things I'm like, should I put that out there? I don't know, that's not good enough, I don't like that. You know, there's 1,000 things that run through my mind, and I could just not put them out there. You know, I could say no to things that come my way, but I charge towards my dreams with absolute conviction, knowing that even if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I will figure it out.
Yeah.
You do when you want something that bad. So,
are you a bit more of like an act first, think later kind of person?
Yeah.
But how do you deal with that with OCD? Because for me, my OCD causes me to think so rationally to the point where I've got steps planned out before I do anything.
Well, I think you can think to a point where you talk yourself out of things, or you can think to a point where you work through things.
I think I just need you on speed dial, maybe
Just call me.
Just for some morning motivation. What do you think are the most common misconceptions about yourself? Has anything come back to you where you're like, really, that's what someone said or people think? Or
I think maybe I could come off serious. My pose, my signature pose.
Which is fab, by the way.
You know, Victoria Beckham does her own thing.
And it works.
Yeah,
and she's so not serious.
Yeah, she's not.
She's a goofball.
But she comes off really serious.
I know, but that's her
And that's
brand.
her comfort zone, and I understand that. It might be that people think that I'm more serious or maybe withdrawn than I actually am, because I'm a really warm, I like to think, I don't know.
You are. No, you are.
Yeah.
And you're very easy to talk to, and you're very open.
Yeah, so if the way maybe my stance gives that impression that maybe I'm not, that is not correct. It's just, there's just my comfort zone when I'm taking pictures.
I can kind of understand why that could be a misconception. I think that's probably one of the most common ones though, don't you think, within our industry?
Yeah, for sure.
Either that or we're a bitch. No, not you.
It's just a comfort thing.
No, not you. People think I'm a bitch. I'm fucking shady as fuck, but I'm not a bitch. It's all in humour. I think you just gotta have a sense of humour. And that's the thing, like, it's hard for us in our industry to put forward our sense of humour, because what we do is, it's all complying to this mould of like what fashion is supposed to look like. Absolutely. And fashion doesn't always have a sense of humour.
And it's where you fit in that industry,
but you conform to it as well. Because you're like, the reason why you have your pose is because you've been influenced or inspired by the industry and other people who have this signature pose, how you're supposed to look and how someone's supposed to sit on you.
I think for me, I always just felt so uncomfortable taking photos.
I find it so much more comfortable and easy when selfie mode. And
yes!
fucking filter.
I always look better in selfies. I don't know why, but I really do.
Because we know our angle. We know our angle. We know what works. We find the light. That's why all my promotional images I do for myself, it's like this. I've got the viewfinder and I take photos.
It's great lighting.
I know,
it's
right?
Great setup.
It's great. So I take advantage of that as well. Yeah. But then I Photoshop the fuck out of it. So when people are like leaving comments, positive things, I'm always like, sometimes I'm like, thank you, that's sweet. I have to learn to be able to accept compliments. But at the same time, some of them I'm like, it's lighting, makeup, Photoshop. Because at the reality, that's what it is. And these videos are a bit confronting because I don't know how to filter them. But it is good lighting and have makeup on, so that's 2 of the 3.
Well, that makes 2 of us, so.
Most people watch it on the phone, it's like this big.
I'll take comfort in that. If you want to be
really confronted, watch it on the TV screen. That's when I freaked out over myself.
Well, let's hope not many people do that.
No, we want views. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know how valuable it is. I'm so glad that we've finally done this as well.
I know. Took, a pandemic, but we got there. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Like this video if you haven't already. You can do it now. Comment below anything else that maybe you'd like us to elaborate on. Feel free to leave it in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos. Stay tuned for more of these videos. Now that restrictions have eased, I can get people next to me. And could you imagine like a 2-hour FaceTime?
Nah.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Thanks for watching. Bye. How many of those have I had? 3?
So gone. We're going to stop this in about 15 minutes.
We'll get a refill.
Get a refill.